Casey Ship here. It's your girl. We gonna talk about a money shame. You need a paradigm shift. That's what's in order. Okay, so why do we feel like successful people, whether hot models or girls that seem really confident, these people, why do they feel like a different species? Why do they feel like so different? I'll never forget thinking about what's this person doing right now? What do they think? What did they do? It was so interesting to me. Like, I just felt like they were so different than me, and that was the problem. And there's so many different ways to think about this. As I've heard a lot of people, like where I come from, poverty mindset. Like my mom grew up in the fucking projects, poverty, single mom. And then I grew up, my dad, like you would think, okay, we had it okay, but no, man, it was like so much money stuff, man. Lack, tons of lack and scarcity. Like money runs out and save your money, and we can't afford this, we can't afford that, and scrounging up coins. Ugh. And I've been so broke. Like we've been homeless before and had a beanbag for furniture and like having to put shit back at the register and groceries and fearing we can't get certain groceries. And I remember having a budget for groceries. I used to remember how scary gas prices were, and like gas felt like really scary. And I go over a lot of this in the money code section of it because honestly, like money work, wealth consciousness is a thing. Highly recommend it to everyone, and I would love to teach you. I'd love to have you in Hot Moms and in the money codes. And all you gotta do is book the call if you want to do more of that. But I'm not here to sell so much as to share the message. I come from that, right? And so I remember getting triggered a while back thinking, am I turning into one of those people? Is it really just all about the money or whatever? And then I told y'all my breakthrough was like, I'll never forget hitting 50,000 a month. And what that felt like, it felt like when I went pro. I'm a pro fitness model. It felt like when I got landed the cover of a magazine and everything. And it felt cool, but it felt better when my students would reach out to me like this one right here. Let me just read your message. As you know, I work in a predominantly male industry and I have always had low self-esteem. Sitting in meetings and asking technical questions for the fear that I'm wrong. Every day for the last few months, I've focused on things that I do well. My word is, well, word of the year has been intent. Anyway, she's sharing more and more about what she's been doing because of my teachings, and she said that alone has created confidence in myself. And today, I received an offer as a director level position at a location that's 5 minutes from my home. She's got two children. From my home, bonuses that result in over $100,000 per. And she said, "You are literally the best investment I've ever made." Ugh. And that's really fucking cool. So that let me know, okay, so you're not about the money. You're not about the money. Money is great. Money is fun. Money is a scoreboard. Money is there to provide self expression. Money makes you happy. Just said this today. We're all going to experience grief, and we're all going to experience loss, and we're all going to experience our bodies doing weird shit, and we're fucking human. And our dads are going to die, or whatever. And we're all going to have to feel those things. Okay, it is what it is. But man, let's just say you have to process that. Do you know how much better it feels? Money allows you to buy the plane ticket to go see your family. Money will allow you to have extra self-care. Maybe if you need to take off work and you don't need to worry about going to work if you're an entrepreneur, maybe you can take off work and maybe you can pay for an extra 3-day vacation on a beach somewhere where you can just sit and cry and talk to God and connect and all this stuff, and no extra self-care. And maybe money also will provide extra childcare and extra fun things for your kids. I've talked to a lot of millionaires. I have a lot of millionaire friends. I'll never forget Jenny. She was saying the same thing about it. Just, you don't, there's no more fights about bills, and her family, they're not having to pay for their house. She paid for their house, and it feels a lot better crying in a BMW than it does a car that doesn't have AC and you're wondering if it's going to get down the road or not. Money is here to support us. Money feels a lot like faith. You know how faith feels? Like you just feel safe when you connect into whatever your faith is, whether you're spiritual or whatever. You know what it feels like when you just have this inner knowingness. And those of you that are religious know what I'm talking about. Like when y'all say, God's got this, or I'm giving it to God. There's this love and supported feeling. Money is a lot like that. You get to be safe. And I had a coaching call this morning. I was helping a lady, and I said, sounds to me, sis, like you don't have an issue with your health, and you don't have an issue with stress in no time. Sounds to me like you've got a money problem. Like if you had more money, you could actually hire somebody to fold your laundry, and you would have money to take more rest. you'd have the money to have more time because money frees you up. And he talks about that. He's like, I have money so I can pay the people to do the shit I don't want to do and I want to be happy. And so money does make you happy. And anybody that tells you different, which is the church, that's where you have to start questioning things because who are you going to help if you're broke? How can you help the church if you're broke? The power bill doesn't take goodwill. The power bill takes greenback. So now you need to learn how to create money. You need to learn how to ask for money so that your organization can be fed funds, right? This is the problem. And why am I talking about it? Because I've got 1,500 people in this group, only 200 paying students in Hot Moms, and I don't know how many we have in the $10 program Elevate. So that tells me that not many people are getting helped. The world's not changing as fast as it should. Sounds to me like if you knew that if money wasn't a thing, you wouldn't be worried about failing. If money wasn't a thing, you would already be getting the help you need. So it sounds to me like you need more money so you can pay for the best experts like me. You can pay for the top doctors. You can pay to go. You can do the things you want to do. You can create a regimen with more self-care because you've got time and money and you're supported. And after I posted that thing, and then I had the money trigger about the first thing about money. And then I had another money trigger that was like, why is this the label thing? Because labels were told that I'm bad if I want labels. Seriously, I had a coach one time that told me that it was silly that people wear labels and it's such a waste of money and people that are insecure wear labels. She said that, and she's a pastor. And it's kind of like the Dave Ramsey thing. I don't want to be a millionaire driving a pooter car. It's just not a vibe. When there's other people that teach me about money, like the Amanda Francis people and stuff like that, and the other millionaire people that I like, they drive nice cars and they still have a lot of money. So if I have to choose, then I'm going to choose the one that can have a Starbucks or whatever and drive a nice car and still have money for investments and designer fashion and for the church or whatever it is you want to give back. So there is a way to do it all. There's not just one way. So I highly encourage you to start changing your mentors and who you're listening to on wealth. And the people, I got into the label thing. I did a really deep dive one night on some gummies, man. And here's what labels represented. First of all, I knew I was triggered when I posted it just now on my Instagram. If you didn't see it, go watch my Instagram. I got really triggered afterwards and I'm like, I know how people think. They're like, yeah, I used to be into all that designer shit too and realized it was bullshit. Turns out I don't really like how they dress. The people that tell me that, I don't like how they dress. Inspiration is very important, you guys. Inspiration changed my life. If you follow your inspiration, you're good. It's literally, if you break it down, it's in spirit. Follow your bliss. Doors will open in unexpected places where you never knew existed. So follow your inspiration. I look back and I was doing this success thing, like tracking my success on where it started. And I told y'all, my first little glimpse of inspiration was to work at a restaurant. To me, that was like, I don't know. It was like, and I was so inspired to work at a restaurant. To me, that was going to be like money. I was so excited to work at the restaurant. And now here we are. It just starts with this tiny little thing that lights you up and feels exciting. Fashion, to me, I don't know if you may not be this way. A lot of women, they're not really into fashion. They're into other things, maybe art or flowers or plants or something else. And some women, they don't allow themselves to get into fashion because they do have money blocks about money and stuff like that. Have you ever gone into a store or you're shopping and you pick out something and it's like the most expensive one? Like everything else is $20 and the one you pick's like $2,000? That's me. Every time I'm like, okay, Jesus. Okay, God, universe, whatever. Obviously, I'm meant to be wealthy because why would you show me that if I can't have it? This is not a vibe. And certain people that I follow, I love how they post their photo. Like, I love the aesthetic, the colors. I love design. I love the decor, my home decor. I like style. Like, I love Pinterest stuff and putting rooms together. If you saw my office, you would see like my style. And I love certain girls that I follow, man. It's you watch them and you just feel, I don't know. I just feel expansive and like, I want to dress up and it was like when you're a kid and you got new shoes. You remember how like it made you feel? It's very important that we feel really good about ourselves. And to me, fashion is a way we express ourselves. It's literally an art. Amen? My fashionista is going crazy. Fashion is literally an art. And black and white. And I love girls that wear black and white, but I'm like color bitch. I want color. I just think it's such a cool, it's like hair color and it's just self expression. And to me, when we're in our full self expression, we are God. We are illuminating the God energy, the love energy. We are fully expressing ourselves because we're getting to look the way we want to look. You know what I mean? And after I posted that and I heard these people's voices in my head, people are going to think I've sold out. People are going to think I'm shallow. People are going to think, why is she living in an apartment? Mind you, it's fucking $2,800, about to go up to $3,000 for a 1,700 square foot apartment and a damn garage. But right now, I just paid $100,000 for a coach. See, that's just how different I am now. When I was broke, I was spending money on tannin lotion and bars and Target sell items. Now that I have more money, I'm paying for $100,000 coaches versus buying a house because I know that I'm good now. There's not a house that I want right now. Really, there's not right. It's just there's not one out there. I'm putting it out there. I'm okay with the house. But I'm just when it comes available, it's good. I have a 6-figure sports car. Like I could get a house. The amount of money we spend here, I could have a house. But there's just so I had all these insecurities come up, and I'm like, dude, there's something here. There's some shame here. There's some money shame here. And I just wanted to share that with you. And this is what it is. And you look at things, anytime you feel that, it's always from some old belief. It's some programming that you were brought up with. And my mom, it really comes from my mom about what people will think. She's big on what people will. So it's a feminine wound. What will people think? It's all about what people think. Her theory was if anybody has anything nice, it's on debt. Maybe I've paid off thousands of dollars of credit card debt. And I've just become unavailable to have credit card debt at the end of the month. And I show you all how to do that and create income and money, pull money out of nowhere and create like a business, like or do the same thing where you can pay off a lot of debt. And it's way beyond like a Dave Ramsey shit. And I've had people come in, basic jobs, man, W-2 jobs, and they pay off massive amounts of debt because I teach them how to see money differently. But yeah, my mom's belief was if anybody has anything nice, it's all on credit. So not true. Y'all, I've had to do so much reframing my mind. And I still have a long ways to go. I realize that I still have that not good enough thing. Still not good enough to be multi 7 figures, working through that. Okay. I am now. We're going to just claim it. I am good enough. But yeah, that shame came up because of, oh, what will they think if I posting Gucci shoes and all this? They're going to think, oh, she just thinks success is it. She just think, and I'm like, what even is that? It's this little voice. And I had to address it. And I'm like, okay, let me just share with y'all what this is. And what gets to be true is the facts is that actually designer fashion, first of all, you have to look, there's 2 ways to look at this. So it's kind of, let's just take McDonald's, okay, for example. It's a cheap fast food. And a lot of times you get the fucking McDonald's or McDonald's, depending on where you're at in the country. It's just slapped together, just slopped together. The buns over here, the fucking things over there. It's like half-assed. And then you could go to a nice steakhouse and order a burger, and it's like fucking mint jam with some lamb on it and some like Kobe fucking beef. Or you'll have an orgasm when you put it in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? And the chef prepared it a certain handpicked from local farmers, and it's organic, and it's just a whole different energy. It costs more, but it's an experience of that. It's a completely different experience. You're probably going to be healthier, even though it's still a burger. You're probably going to be healthier in the long run. If you just did a study on eating a McDonald's every day versus that burger, you'd probably be healthier eating the other burger. So it's just an experience type thing, and it's just better quality. The same thing goes sometimes, not all the time, but most of the time with designer fashions with cars. Like sometimes you get what you pay for, sometimes you don't, but sometimes you do. For example, the Lululemon or Lululemon leggings. To me, I'd rather just go on Amazon. There's some $24 ones that fit just as good and look just as good. I'm not like completely snobby. This is a pajama top. It looks good. It feels good. And honestly, if I'm comparing designer to this, sometimes I want the real thing. Sometimes I'm good with something that just looks whatever. You know what I'm saying? Look at Coco Chanel. And it's a fucking, it's a whole, it's just like her own thing. It's her own thing. You know what I mean? It's an experience. It's an experience. It's like shopping at Walmart versus shopping at some high-end designer store where you walk in, you're presented champagne and a personal stylist comes out and it fits your body and you feel like $1,000,000. You know what I'm saying? Not saying one's better than the other. I'm just saying I looked this up because I was very triggered by it. And any type of designer fashion or cars or whatever, sometimes it's not necessarily because someone wants to show what they have, because that's your shit. If you feel like someone is showing off and they're just blah blah blah, like if you see a girl, if you see my thongs, or you see something, you're like, she's a fucking whore. No, that's what you were told. Because I ain't know how, I'll guarantee you have more dicks in your mouth than I've ever had. Facts. Probably. Maybe. But that's just what you heard. So that's where the money shame really comes in. Okay, you got to really look at what your beliefs are. But getting back to the designer fashion, it's really some people like myself. I love fashion. And the more I get into it, I'm like, oh, it's just different. Like it looks different than it just looks different. And also I'm reminded, like I look back at my boxes and I'm reminded of, bitch, you did it. Do you know how scary it was to go in the Louis Vuitton store and buy my first bag? But it would be so fun to do interviews like podcast, like an interview where people come on. We could do a Zoom and everybody come on that's bought designer fashion to share their experience about their first purchase. Would you do it? Let me know if you would do it, because that would be so fun. Y'all, for me, getting my first designer piece was so scary. Y'all, I couldn't even walk in the store. My heart would start beating. I would get sweaty. I'd be like, they know I'm broke. They know I'm broke. They know I can't afford it. I'm a piece of shit. I'm a peasant. I'm a can't get it. I would be tripping. Because remember, I come from the school of thought that the only way you could get designer is if you sucked an old guy off. If you married into money, that's about the only way you could get designer. If you married a rich man or you fucked the rich guy. That's it. That's where I come from. So for me, like some fancy shit, like Reba McEntire fancy shit. So for me, walking in and buying that bag the first time, like I want to cry. Once again, it's not about the money. This is about a client story. It's about knowing where I was to being able to do something like that's a very high service. And when I carry that bag or when I have my stuff, I feel proud of myself. Okay, for me, I can feel proud of myself for multiple things. Well, the thing is, you have to feel proud about yourself with or without working out or with or without that. But when you want something, when you have a heart's desire because it feels expansive and it feels like it lights you up and it feels, why don't you just get fucking nude nail color? Why don't you just not do your nails? Because it makes you feel good. That is an investment. That is an investment. My 6-figure sports car, do I need it? No. Is it an investment? Every time I get in it, I fucking love it. I was crying last night in it and I looked around and I was like, I love my car. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes your nails, when you buy a coach, when you pay for a program, when you buy your first Gucci bag, when you buy your first house, when you pay for your college, it is an investment at that point because I'm going to make more money because having these shoes or having this bag or having this, it's like a declaration of where I'm going to be and who I'm becoming. It's not about, I got to get it because Sally had it and I need to look as good as Sally. Come on. Those days are over. That's a weak game. That's a weak disease. It's not about that. I don't need all that stuff to feel like I'm somebody. I know I'm somebody. And the things that I want, it doesn't make me cool. I just feel cool. It elevates me. It helps me. It's part of my elevation. And you get to be in the energy of it. I want you to be elevated as well. And it's very important that you do the things for yourself that makes you feel good. Not like cocaine. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's an investment. So anytime you feel triggered about showing off your new handbag or your new bag or whatever else, listen, you having that bag and you having those shoes, you're in your full self-expression. You are in your full self-expression, which is God. And you are giving someone else full permission to go for it. If I would have never seen my coach with a Chanel bag or whatever, like seeing her with that and knowing that she bought it and the way she wears it and it just looks so good with her outfit, that is like the essence of femininity to me. I'm like I say, some people choose to spend their money different ways, but I love fashion. That's just who I am. And if you wanting that sewing machine or whatever it is that you've been wanting, that KitchenAid thing that costs $500 because it makes you feel like trendy as fuck, like you have a beautiful kitchen now, go buy it. Y'all, YOLO. Look, if you could see the thing on my, look, life is short. It says life is short, buy the shoes. Life is short, buy the shoes. Don't put yourself in debt because you can make more money. You can make money, and that thing's probably going to help you make money. But remember, you've got to, y'all remember it's the blue chair. Here's what you got to do. And please get in the money codes. Please get in the money codes and hot moms. Those are, people that aren't successful in hot moms, here's why. They probably came in on when I was like offering discounts or some shit because I didn't like believe in them. And I was in a fucking shitty space myself, and they didn't do the work. They never got on coaching calls, and they just didn't do the work. So there you go. If you'll do the work, if you'll do the inner work and ask for help and say, hey, I'm stuck, you'll be wildly successful. So to not go in debt, and you can, I've known people and I've done it myself where I've put things on a credit card, but it was like a declaration. It's like in a subdivision, but it's like the first house. Demo house. I don't know what they call it. It's like not the fanciest one. It's like the basic house. So we lived in one of those for 3 or 4 years. I'm in Kennesaw, Georgia when we were having kids. It was a cute little house, little pond in the back, hardwood floors. It was a nice little house. It wasn't luxury, didn't have granite, but it was nice. Kitchen island and stuff like that. Big open vaulted ceiling. It was nice, but it wasn't luxury, anything. And I'll never forget when I started doing just some of this type of work, just on my money and just really ready for growth. There was this chair from Pier 1, and we still have it. And I don't know if I always have it, but I love it. It's the velvet. Y'all remember when the velvet, like different color, like the green, the pretty emerald green, deep orange, and blue, the velvet colors came out? It was this blue, it was this dark blue velvet chair. And I was like, it did something to my insides. Like I walked by it and I just felt wealthy. And I'm like, that's what I aspire to be. Like, that's what I want to feel like. I want to feel that when I walk into my house and all this shit. And I didn't even think about anything like, oh, my other decor won't match or whatever. I was just like, I gotta have it. It was like $780. Y'all, I used to buy my furniture. First of all, I didn't have any furniture. Second of all, I used to buy all my furniture on Facebook Marketplace and or find it on Craigslist and then repaint it like Annie Sloan, which I still have a lot of those pieces because apparently now it's a thing and it's like can go for a lot of money because they're antiques and shit. I do like it. But that was how I got furniture because I wouldn't go spend money at a furniture store. I didn't have credit. Like I had no money and I was in a poor mindset. Like I never had matching furniture and just like I never had furniture. It was always like either hand-me-downs or like yard sale shit and stuff like that. Seriously. And so this piece of furniture, I've never spent $780 fucking dollars on a piece of furniture. And later I ended up spending like $3,500 on a cool couch. But anyway, this was like the first step, right? And so I remember because it was an accent chair. You know what I'm saying? This was like, let's be real, it was like jewelry, but you could sit in it. But anyway, Skip said, and I put it on a credit card because I didn't have an extra 1,000. I'll never forget Skip going, Casey, that chair's nicer than our whole house. It's not going to look right. And you know what I said to him? Kim Smith can attest to this. I said, I will get another house then. I didn't know where this other house was going to come from. I didn't know where more money was going to come from. I could barely put together $780 for this chair and ottoman. But this was me. This was me acting as my future self and like, how can it work? Okay, well, I'm not going to see credit card debt as this is debt. Instead, a cool way to look at it was I was paying this off over time. This was just a way to pay it off over time. And this was an investment. I looked at it as an investment because guess what happened? Probably within 45 days, we got a new house. And it was the nicest house we've ever lived in. Like gorgeous, 3,500 square feet, beautiful hardwood floor, pretty little black door, just like I wanted with the 9 window panes in the front, the gorgeous porch. It was a very nice house. And I manifested. Even then, the house payment, and I was like, oh, fuck, am I going to? Same thing. Every time you level up, it's going to feel scary. But the thing that I just said in my ad copy, and I was wanting y'all to help me with the ad copy, is if you come at this from flow and you come at this, and this is Cat Ruth stuff, if you come at this from flow and you come at this from faith, putting the fear and uncertainty aside, acting as your future self, know that was actually going to come true. Like, how would you show up right now? And just having that blue chair, and I was saying, we'll get a new house then. And I did. You don't, a lot of times, and people will say this too, oh, I have money, but I have weight problems. It's not tied together. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Money energy and weight loss energy and weight gain energy or anything with your body and health and everything it's so closely related to the money energy. It really is. Because everything is energy. And the reason that you put things in your body or you don't put things in your body or you do things to your body is the same way in how you show up and spend money or don't spend money. There is all fear or love based, and it's all based on your old programming and how you grew up in your belief system. And I help you rearrange those things so that you can get what you want. So, those of you that joined late, I'm so sorry. Go back and listen to it. Casey said, I've never thought about it in this way. Inspiration is in spirit. I love it. Being independent was inspiring. Lauren said, yes. Like, you always want to follow your inspiration. Eating McDonald's is like licking a turd. That's funny. My kids say it tastes like soap. I loved McDonald's back in the day. Casey said, hell yeah, that'd be so much fun. I was shaking when I handed the lady my credit card to run, and she was so nice and polite. Oh, what did you get, Casey? What kind of bag was it? What kind of, I love that. I love that. Buying stuff, whether it's a coach or a purse or whatever, it's an investment. You just have to declare that it's an investment, right? You have to declare it's an investment and you have to show up. Keep showing up for yourself because, hey, there's a way to pay off all the credit cards and have overflow, right? You don't have to worry about that shit. But anyway, I think I want to do the designer thing because more women need to know about this because spending guilt, like guilt of spending and around spending and shame, y'all, that's the stuff that gets to be cleared out. And that's the stuff that's also keeping you fat and sad and sick and in shitty relationships and in shitty jobs that you hate. I'm telling you. I told a girl today, I said, if you fully trusted that the money was going to be there, because we did the math and she's making like hardly anything for the hours she's working. I said, how would you show up today? She was like, oh God, I'd show up this way and this way, completely different. I'm like, then let's just do that. I promise. And I'm taking y'all through the fucking whole thing from me going into from where I've gone to where I'm going. Lauren said, scared money don't make money. You fucking right. You know what? It's all risky. Entrepreneurs make the most money most of the time, unless you're like hedge fund fuckers, because they take the most risk. If you look up Google, like entrepreneur, they take risk for capital gain. You have to do that. But we're not taught that. Most of us are taught to be slaves. That's why school systems are huge and colleges are so big. Oh, the never full. Oh, I want another one. The other design, the little, I think the white one's cute to have for like springtime. YSL handbags are the shit. Oh, bitch. What's up? Fuck. YSL is sexy, honey. Casey said, definitely not afraid to spend. Spending is fun because you have your energy here, obviously, with the face thing, makes me think that you've got some shame around spending. I don't know, Casey, Patricia, if that's the case, but it can all be shifted because investing, I like to think of it as investing. And because I also used to overeat and undereat and overexercise out of the same things to fill a void. And you're never, until you clear the blocks, yeah, it's just never going to work out. Women have guilt around all this and shame for reasons. And the reasons y'all know we go into in Hot Moms. I think this would just be fun. Bye, y'all. Y'all hit me up.